Hi, my name is Prashant Warrier. I'm co-founder and CEO of Qure.ai. Proud to have Stuart Quin here with us today. He's the CEO of Medica. Stuart, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Prashant. So it's a real pleasure to be with you and to meet the team here in Bangalore. My name is Stuart Quin. I'm the Chief Executive of Medica Group. Medica is the largest provider of teleradiology services based in the United Kingdom. We're a listed company on the FTSE stock market, and we've been in existence for about the last 15 years. We have a network of over 500 radiologists around the UK and increasingly now overseas in countries like Australia and New Zealand. And we report both urgent out-of-hours radiology images that come out of about half of the hospitals in the United Kingdom. And we also then provide elective services, which at the moment are critically important given there's a huge backlog of patients waiting for procedures in the UK that require imaging processes. So that's what Medica does. We also operate in Ireland, where we have a wider service providing managed services, and we also have a business based in the United States, which is focused on imaging for clinical trials.
So, Stuart, teleradiology has been at the forefront of adopting AI. So, two questions there. One, why is that? More than hospitals, I think teleradiology has been keen to adopt AI. So, why is that? Second question is, what do you think is the future of AI in radiology, teleradiology, and all these different areas of scan interpretation?
Yeah. So I think the answer to the first question is that I think AI works best at scale, and I think teleradiology providers, by the nature of the business, are reporting on, in our case, over 1.5 million studies pre-COVID. And so for us, we can really see the benefits of adopting AI. And really for us, the benefits are twofold. The first is in improving the workflows. And what we've seen is that with tools such as the QER tool from Qure, we've seen not only an improvement in the quality of the outcome, but also in the speed of reporting. So we see that definitely there's going to be an impact on workflow. And that's absolutely critical for us because in the UK, we have a shortfall of over 40% of radiologists. So if we had another 40% of radiologists, all the work would be able to be done in-house, but it's not. So we have to be very, very conscious of the fact that the more efficiency we can get from our reporters, the more that they can report, the faster they can report, and the more accurately they can report, the better. And so the second area really is the quality perspective. And what we've seen, our experience to date, and talk a bit more about with Qure, has been that it's really helped radiologists in support of the normal day job of reporting to have that additional AI tool, so that the occasional study that comes through is very hard to detect in this case. So we've seen the real impact of AI in detecting brain hemorrhages with the QER tool, which we know that every one in every so many would be very hard to detect by the human eye, and that's been a massive benefit in terms of improving the quality of the reporting service.
One more question on where do you think AI is headed? What do you think, let's say, AI in radiology will be 5 years from now?
Yeah. So AI is definitely, it's now starting to be more widely adopted. And I think in our view, the number of use cases that absolutely spring to mind. The first is for high volume screening analysis. And we're seeing things like, for example, lung screening. What we see is very high numbers of patients are screened based on symptoms of potentially having some lung conditions. And what you want there is to be able to pick out the positive cases very quickly and to be able to treat those patients. So, and it can take quite some time to report all of those studies. So AI is a fantastic tool to be able to do a quick screen and detect where there could be a nodule in the lung, and to be able to separate out those patients and put them through for treatment. And then where the AI is not detecting anything in the lung, those studies still need to be read, but there's less time sensitive. So I think that sort of triaging of cases is really, really important. And the other area is really in the workflow. And as I said, the more efficiency you can get from AI tools to help to support the throughput studies, allocation of studies more accurately, and the reporting quality will have a massive benefit.
Last question for you. You selected Qure looked at many AI vendors selected Qure as the partner to work with. So wanted to ask you why, what sort of attracted you to Qure at that point of time? What sort of made Qure stand out from other competitors, number one? And second, what has your experience been with Qure working with us for the last 2 years?
Yeah, so the first question, I think, there are a lot of companies that have very similar algorithms. So the algorithm, I think, we came into this thinking we want to make sure we have the best algorithm, and I think the Qure algorithm is fantastic, and the sensitivity level is very, very high, and improving on the specificity month by month. So it's a fantastic tool. But actually, what's also equally important is the interaction with the team, and we found that every workflow is different. We work differently from other teleradiology providers, and Qure has been fantastic at adapting to try to help us to really integrate the tools effectively into the workflow. For me, that's been the biggest learning. So the algorithm is fantastic, but it's really been the approach of your team to help us to integrate that into the workflow that's really delivered the benefits. And I think that partnership is really valuable, and certainly we want to grow on that, and we want to look at other algorithms that we can work on together, as well as other benefits in the workflow. And I think in terms of the results have been very powerful to date. I think the first thing is that the adoption has been really high. We've consistently had very strong feedback from radiologists that this is a tool that really helps them in diagnosis of stroke, and obviously, as you know, that's something that's really time sensitive. So not only is it helping in the quality and making sure that we don't miss any very fine hemorrhages in the brain, but we've also seen an improvement in the time to report. So using your tool, we've seen that we report on average within 13 minutes, and that is faster than it would be without an AI tool. And those are early results, and I'm sure as we adopt it further and we get more experience of using the tool, it'll be better than that. But it's great results so far.
Thank you so much, Stuart. Thanks a lot for the kind words, and look forward to working with you on QER, on QXR, many other AI products, and seeing how we can work more with Medica and create more impact for NHS and other systems around the world. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Prashant.